this week's Crusader Coaches Show. This week, no coaches on the show, big surprise, but we've got two of the floor generals for the basketball teams, Taylor Simmons, and later we'll have Mike Wright from the men's basketball team on. Taylor, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Let's start off with how the season's going. I know the first half wasn't what you guys had hoped for, but have things changed? It seemed like things changed fairly well last weekend.
Yeah, we are starting the second half of conference play, and our record doesn't really prove or describe anything about our team. We're a lot better than our record, and right now we're just looking to win one game at a time. And last week we split with Fairbanks and Anchorage, and we had a couple good performances, and we're at a good place right now.
Talk about the Fairbanks game. It ended up being close, but it seemed like you had a very strong game that night. Everybody seemed to be playing well. Defense was phenomenal that night. How exciting was that game, especially to get a W and kind of shake the monkey?
Yeah, it was good to be on that end of it. We haven't been on that end of it for a while, to be up and to be at a place where other people are trying to fight back. And we had a lot of good performances from people, and it was just a tough win. Like, we just had to gut it out and just do the little things, and that added up to just enough.
And Saturday night against Anchorage, the only team to have beaten Anchorage all year, and it looked like you guys were going to do it again. There was just a small little stretch in the second half that gave them a lead, but otherwise it was a pretty good performance against Anchorage.
Yeah, they're a very good team. They're a very beatable team. We just had some lapses in the second half, and those cost us, and they took advantage of those moments that we had. And but yeah, they're a very beatable team. We're capable of beating them, obviously, and it was what it was,
Now you guys on the road, 5 of the last 7 games are on the road. How tough is that? Or do you guys like playing on the road, and is that a good environment for you?
It's a challenge being on the road, just away from home, missing school, and a lot of factors that go into it. But it doesn't change our mentality, it doesn't change what we're set out to do, and we're just looking to get one win at a time, and just focused on one game at a time.
Now you have been here, this is your 3rd season. You're already over 200 steals. You potentially could be the all-time leader in steals. Is that the best part of your game, defense and pressuring the other team?
I don't really think about it. I just have to do what I know how to do and go out there every night, and there's no specific part of my game that I focus on or that I'm in tune to, but I think that defense is one area that we may have struggled a little bit this year, and so being able to contribute in that way and crank up my energy, and hopefully that affects my teammates and helps get them going. So I think it's definitely an energy booster as far as getting steals and bringing that stat to our team. But I don't really think about it as a focus for each night or whatever.
How much fun are you having personally playing? I know you're in the top 10 in scoring. You're you lead the league in steals. One of the top players in assists in the league. It seems like you're having a great season statistically. Are you enjoying it?
I am, yeah. It's been rough. Our record is rough, and so I personally care more about that than I do individual performance. But just going out and trying to do my best for the team every night, and that leads to good things, I guess. So I am having fun, and these girls are a lot of fun to play with, and we're just looking forward to getting some more W's this second half. We're
going to have Mike on in a little bit, but talk a little bit. I know you really haven't had a chance to see the men's team. I think you guys have been in town, in the same town, maybe once or twice all season. But have you had a chance to see Mike play much, and what do you think, point guard to point guard, of a comparison?
A little bit. I've seen him play a little bit. Yeah, he's a creator. He's gets people the ball, and he gets the ball. He can score. I know I've heard good things, and so I look up to that in another point guard. It's nice to see the men's team have the success that they're having.
if there was somebody on the men's team that you could play with, Kevin inside, Eric with his ability to drive, Alex with the way he plays, would there be any of them, or maybe take all of them for a game or two for the year?
Yeah, that would be nice. I really like the way Kevin plays. He's just a workhorse and just gets in there and rebounds, and I just appreciate his effort and what he brings to the team. And yeah, I think it would be great if we had someone that huge and that strong.
Well, I think you guys have had over the years had a couple players like that. So.
Yeah.
Talk about the rest of the season. How high are the expectations? I mean, the record doesn't indicate how well you've played at times this season, and you're only a game, I think, out of the playoff race still, so a strong second half. You guys are right back in it.
Yeah. I mean, there's no pressure on us, and so that's what coaches just kept saying, is that don't feel that pressure, don't add that pressure, because really we have nothing to lose at this point. And so if we go out there and we perform how we know how to perform and we do what we need to do, then we're going to be successful, and good things are in store, because it's been rough, but we've been right there in every game, and I think we just got to get over that little hump, and we're going to be very successful in the second half.
Well, I appreciate you joining us. I know your team, as we see in the background, is on the court already, so we'll let you get to practice, and
Okay.
good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
Taylor. We're back, and we're joined by men's point guard Mike Wright. Thank you for joining us today. Talk a little bit about how the season's going. We've talked with some of the other guys, and they're pretty excited. How do you feel things are going?
I mean, as of late, it's been crazy. Just with so many new guys on the team this year, I think we expected, the early bumps. I don't think we expected it to be that severe. But just as of late, I think we just really come together. We bought in. To the first guy to the 15th guy, and that's just made a huge difference. And I think that's why you're seeing a lot of positive results lately.
People are going to say you're one of the new guys, but in reality, you were with the team all last year. You hurt your knee before the season. How tough of a decision was it, first off, to stay in school even though you weren't playing and you had the chance to maybe sit out the year?
Yeah, no, it was very tough. But it was crazy. I think Coach really challenged me, even though I was sitting out, I wasn't playing, to just really focus in every day, whether it's film, practice, and just learn. And I was skeptical at first. I was like, I'm sitting on the sidelines. There's not a whole lot I can learn. But that year has shown so much growth in me, on and off the court. I've learned so much, like the X's and O's, how to be a leader, just watching Coach, watching the players. So I think it's really helped me just going into this year to be a better leader.
How exciting was it for you to finally get out there and play? I mean, you had to sit and watch last season.
It was emotional. I mean, even the season before that, I sat out an entire year just to transfer. So there's that year, and then the whole last year sitting out because of the knee injury. So I think at the end of the day, it was 2.5 years. I've never played an organized basketball game. So it was emotional. I'm an emotional guy, so it was frick. But I mean, just to get back out there and just to really compete with your teammates, it was great feeling.
And then you missed a couple games this season. You probably can't see the scar on the eyelid.
It's looking good now.
It's looking pretty good.
Yeah.
How bad a collision was it, and how much did that shake you up?
It was actually my second concussion of the season. We won't talk about the first one. That was the embarrassing one off the court. But this one, it was I was coming off a screen, and then I just kind of collided heads with someone, and it was just saw stars, saw light, and I think there was 3 seconds left in the game, and it was our ball. I think it was a tie game. So immediately I kind of had to zone back in. Okay, we're tie game, 3 seconds, get to the 3-point line, and hope they don't pass me the ball because I'm gonna have to shoot something. But finished off the game, and then right after that game, I knew something wasn't right, and I had to get it checked out. But since it was the second one, they took a little bit more severe precautions. I had to sit out the full 2 weeks. But then again, it feels good to be back playing.
You mentioned a first one. Can you mention what happened?
It was my car door, and That's all I'm going to say on that.
It's happened before. I was in Hawaii last year, and I had to take one of the players to the emergency room to get stitches because he banged his head getting into the van.
It happens. It happens more than you think. So I'm not embarrassed anymore. It's just that's life.
Talk a little bit about. We had Taylor on, had her compare her play and stuff, and their team to the men's team a little bit. Have you had a chance to see the ladies play much? I know you guys are usually on the road when they're at home. What do you think of the ladies team and how they're doing this year?
I think they're great. I mean, especially Taylor, she's been doing really well this year and really taking that leadership role. I haven't had a chance to watch a whole lot because, like you said, they're on the road. So just, I mean, a few minutes before our games and whatnot. I mean, it's fun to see. I mean, they're really competitive and they're just up and down the court getting shots up. So.
Asked her this question: if there was a player or a certain person on the men's team she would like to play with, is there anybody on the ladies team that their style, three-point shooter, big player inside, anybody that you'd enjoy having a chance to play with?
I don't know if I could pick one person. I mean, I'd have to really think about that. You put him on the spot here. No, I mean, I couldn't just pick one. I'd like to play with all of them. Just basketball players in general. I mean, you can learn something from every person, and it's not just one person you can zone in on. So take a little bit from everyone.
An excellent answer. All the ladies will be happy to know that you enjoy all of what they do.
Yeah, exactly.
Talk about what's left on this season. You guys are tied for second right now. Western Oregon coming to town here Saturday night. If things fall into place, that could be a battle for first place. How exciting is it to be in that position?
It's crazy. I mean, I definitely thought that we would be in a position like we are now at the beginning, and then I'd say a month into the season that kind of changed a little bit, saying, we really have to figure some stuff out, and just to be able to get through that as a team. And the scary thing is we have still so much to improve, and we're still, I think people are really starting to come into their roles, and me as more of a pass-first point guard, a leader, someone that really kind of creates, and a coach on the floor, and Eric coming into his role, and Kevin and Boone, and we just got, you can go down the list with so many guys. So I think at this point in the season, the coach is always telling us that a lot of the other teams in the conference are kind of, they've reached their peak, and that now they're kind of leveling out, but we still have so much that we can improve on. So, I mean, it's exciting.
Later in the show, we're going to have a couple of highlights, and one of them is this insane pass from you to Alex in the second half. Yeah. What was going on there? You just knew he was there? Or?
Honestly, it was I kind of came off the screen, and in my vision, I was looking, dead center, and I could see a guy on the three-point line, and I could see a white jersey underneath the basket. And I couldn't really see the defender, so I just threw it, please let this go through. I'm on the bench, and luckily it worked out. So
that's a pretty nice highlight.
Yeah.
And then driving to the basket, getting the foul. How much pressure did you feel stepping to the line with the game on the line?
It was funny because the last time we played Central, it was actually almost the identical situation. It was a close game, I think a minute or two to go. They fouled me, and I missed both. So I mean, that has been something serious that I've been looking at the last month or so. I'm like, I got to mentally, and free throws is all mental. So I've just been, making sure to get all my makes in every day, and I stepped up confidently, and that's really all you can do. And I'm like, I just need one. Just give me one here, and then luckily they both dropped.
Well, I appreciate you joining us today, Mike. Good luck the rest of the season, and want to remind everybody, come out this weekend. The Crusaders back at home, St. Martin's Thursday at 7, and then that first place battle with Western Oregon, 7 o'clock Saturday night.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
The Crusader women's basketball team got back in the win column Thursday with a 75-74 victory over Alaska. Taylor Simmons had 14 points and 4 steals in the win. Coco Gall tosses in 2 of her 10 points in the game, helping seal the victory late. Saturday night, the Crusaders took on number 3 ranked Alaska Anchorage and fell 97-83. Kate Kreiderman had a career-high 23 points in the contest for the Crusaders. Also on Saturday night, the NNU men hosted Central Washington, beating the Wildcats 66-64. Kevin Rima turned in his 14th career double-double as a Crusader with 14 points and 10 rebounds in the win. The Crusaders built a 6-point lead late, in part thanks to a 3 by Alex Bergtoff here, then held on for the victory. Bergtoff had a career-high 16 in the win.